Shadow? Again?
Huh?
No,
That's
that's
Haley.
Haley.
Shadow's
What?
mini Mang Mang.
Yeah. Which is what I was like, Onion
Mhm.
after that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't imagine this session being a hugely long one. That and killing
Also,
people.
I feel the need to point out to everyone in case they've forgotten, you have a mystical item that lets you find the exit.
Item would that be? What are you talking about?
That would be the string you pulled off. We pulled off the fucking.
I did specify though. In order to find the exit, you have to have an idea of where that exit is.
Oh. Also, one thing, somebody mentioned this outside of D&D to me.
What?
I guess it was for, I'm not sure if it's part of this one or another one, but somebody said Minotaurs have advantage in, not advantage, but like, it's easier in mazes. I'm not in it, so it doesn't bother me if I do or don't.
But you didn't come here. You went to the arena.
Yeah, I know.
He was asking for future references, trying to figure out the correct answer.
Let me look. I can.
Somebody said Minotaurs have like.
I can answer that question for you right now.
They could just be a Tobuscus troll, but
Nope.
All right, just wanted to ask because yeah, someone I was talking
I
to.
feel like that's a Tobuscus troll.
I mean, it kind of makes sense because Minotaurs live in mazes most of the time.
Well, that depends on the setting of
Yeah.
the campaign. Ravnica, not so much.
Yeah, not so much. All right. Oh God,
What's he called?
I turned off messages. Oh God. So I forgot to turn off messages.
I'm going to set up stuff, and we are going to. I
So-
can't imagine this is going to be a huge long.
I don't know why this is, but I guess Discord is deciding to troll me
What do you mean?
because it's giving me the message noise server I have for every message that happened all at once.
Changed the wrong thing.
I just marked.
You
every
probably went
server as
into
being-
your settings instead of whatchamacallits.
the server.
I'm doing 3 things at once right now. Sending people over to Expo. Are you streaming tonight or no?
Yep, already live.
No, Miller.
Oh.
No, I'm at the Earth second that's all.
Hey, next week I'll be able to stream it. I'm excited.
I haven't had it work before.
Yeah, I'm son.
Ready? So this would actually be happening the same time as Mogus is getting the shit kicked out of him. So
Hey, I gave as good as I got.
Actually better, but
yeah, true.
All
He'll
at
never
one-
admit to it though.
oh.
But yeah, if you need me, just at me.
All right.
RPG talk open as my.
All right.
What is
I might
happening?
have you. I'm gonna mute you, but or if you jump up, I mean you're still. Or he could do that.
I can see that.
Yeah. All right. Give me 2 seconds here. That
What
was
is happening?
Mogus is gonna chill out until we finish the maze. He's gonna continue playing Division until it's done.
Yeah. Seeing as the maze is gonna be the primary focus, I don't want him to just sit there. I don't.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
I should have went to the other place.
Alright. So. Second here. Where is it? No. Okay. Oh boy. Just doing a sound check. I know Miller's here, Lone Star's here,
Test.
Expo's here, and Pen's on push to talk. So,
Correct.
alright, perfect. Last session, you guys all continued to explore the Undercity, had a bit more exploring, based upon curiosities upon weapons or civilization. You encountered a rather strange animal that appears to be either an animal that can take a humanoid form or a human that can take an animalistic form. You are not entirely sure which.
I'm sure.
However, you are confident that this scattered-brained mess of an individual is maybe a little older than she lets on. That being said, you were offered choice to spend your day kind of occupying yourself as you wait for this emissary to bring to the surface with you. And Mogus decided to choose the arena, which thoroughly had its champion. They fought and barely won. Meanwhile, you guys all began to enter into the maze. Upon stepping upon this runic circle that allowed you to enter this spherical, ever-shifting room, you all ended up in separate places. Taxis ended up in a cave filled with moss and fluorescent lights of sorts.
It was number 81.
Hmm?
It was number 81.
Yep. Elran appeared into a room filled with just wooden pillars everywhere. Bereth appeared into a room that seems to cause no sound and let no sound happen whatsoever. Jamian entered into a plain room with a singular chest inside of it.
I'm scared of that.
Oh, you know I gotta do it.
So, we'll start with Jamian.
I'm opening the
What
chest.
would you like to do? Would you like to open the chest?
Yeah.
The chest appears to be currently locked.
Frick. Gotta find a key. Alright, so it's like a room maze, huh? It's in like a...
Right now,
the
you
whole
appear
maze
to be...
is
Yep,
just like a maze of
right
rooms?
now, yeah, it seems to be.
Okay.
Not entirely sure. However, the room as I described is a very plain, like, brick cobblestone room with a single torchlight and a chest in the at the very far end. Either side, there appears to be just more wall and a singular door.
A singular door. Alright. Well, I'm gonna go out the door then, since there's nothing else showing here.
Alright.
Let's see.
As you grab the door, you swing the door open, and you leave to take your hand off of it. And your hand sticks to the door handle. And as you look to kind of like pull your hand away, you watch as the door has this singular monstrous eye that seems to open up and look at you, and a little below it there appears to be this toothy maw that starts to open.
One of these. Do I have... Sticking a sword through a door is not going to do much. Let me look. I guess I'm just gonna try to put my foot on it and try to push my hand off, I guess.
Make a strength saving throw. That is not enough. As you try to pull your hand off and put your foot off, your foot is now stuck to the door as well. And that door is going to attack you. As its maw this kind of almost spike type of tongue comes out and lashes at you. And hits you for 2 damage. And you may attempt to do something after that.
Forgot how to freaking deal with mimics.
I know. Everyone forgets how to deal with mimics, and that's why I love them.
I've never fought one, so.
No, not fun. Because looking through my spells.
Tell you what, while you're struggling with that, Bear, if you are walking through this infinity room with no sound, as you kinda can't hear your footsteps, you can't even hear the little brushing of your hand on the cloth of your clothing. This room appears to be very endless.
So I want to reach down and kind of feel like the floor at my feet and feel if I can actually, can I touch it with my hand or not?
You can touch it with your hand.
And it feels just like a floor?
It does feel like a floor. It does have like a little bit of texture to it, of course, but it feels like a floor.
I'm going to try and say 84.
84?
Correct. Is it just silence?
It is silence.
Okay. I'm gonna pull out
know what you're saying, but there's no actual sound that comes out of your mouth.
Alright, I'm gonna pull out my crossbow and try and shoot it forward in a direction and see if it just goes on or if it hits something.
Right. You shoot the crossbow and it's hard to gauge, but if you were to just assume from the point where it leaves the bow to where it lands, you're guessing it's probably 40 feet away.
And it just lands, it doesn't actually like hit anything?
It is suspended in the air, it seems to be.
Okay, then I'm gonna start heading towards where it stuck. And see what I can figure out.
Once you approach it and kind of find it, you'd feel where it's stuck into, and you have in fact found a wall. It's a little strange because it still looks like this room continues on, but you are in fact up against a wall now.
Alright, so what I want to do is I want to take out my bottle of ink.
Alright.
And put a little bit on my finger and essentially kind of feel my way around so I can kind of map out the room.
Alright.
And it's not, just to preserve it, like, I'll go every, like, foot or two, or a couple feet that I actually mark it if I have any left, or if whatever. But I'm also feeling for doors or edges or anything.
Alright. And you're just gonna go around until you find something?
That's pretty much the plan at the moment, yeah.
Alright, after a while, you do, it's a little slow going, as you don't want to lose your place. But after a while, you feel your hand where you would place something kind of just slip through the white.
Alright, I'll go ahead and go into that opening, and I'll keep kind of marking a little bit as I go, or mark the ground.
Right. When you go through that, you found, when you go through that white opening, you are now in a second room. This room appears to be very different from the first. You can hear what sounds like little bits of damp water dripping from the sides of walls. This long, narrow hallway appears to have symbols every 10 or so feet, and there appears to be 2 different colored bricks, one that on each side for the symbol, one that is red and the other one that is blue.
Okay, and you said that, like, each symbol is on one of those colors?
Yep.
So there's only 2 symbols.
Yes.
Okay, are they something I recognize as any letter or anything?
No, they don't seem to be any letter or anything you're really familiar with.
Okay, and now if I look back, is there a doorway where I came from?
There appears to be a dark space where a door would be.
Okay. And you said, like, so the whole room is, like, mottled colors? Or is it, like, checkerboard? Or is it just, like, 2 spots that are those?
It's like a cobblestone floor, and spaced out every 10 or so feet, there are 2 separate stones that appear to have a blue coloration to them and a red coloration to them, and each one holds a symbol.
Okay. And so everything else other than those 2 stones is, like, natural looking?
Yep.
Alright, are there any other markings anywhere?
Make an investigation check. Upon looking around, you'll start to notice that the cracks and these little worn out details within the regular cobblestone are in fact not cracks or worn out details. They are in fact tiny little bits of writing just scrawled out everywhere. It doesn't appear to have one source right or the other. It appears to be from various people or various writers or architects that have traveled through here.
Okay, can I see what they're saying?
You can attempt so, yeah.
I'd like to try and read them.
There is a couple ones that record, like, okay, this is saying, like, oh, it's been my 12th time doing this through the maze. Each time it's different. Or there's another one that's saying 86 days. Or there's another one that's just numbers. They appear to be people's documentations of the maze.
Okay, if I go to the blue one, like, and touch it, does anything happen?
As you do touch it, you kind of stare at it and touch it and pull your hand away. And we're going to switch to Taxis for a moment. Taxis, you're in this cave that seems to have this pond inside of it with moss and glowing lights of sorts. How would you like to proceed?
First thing I want to do is look around. Do I notice anything?
Mic off.
Pretty dark, even with the light that's given. But there appears to be two different tunnels set before you.
They both in front of me, or where are they at?
One appears to be kind of directly in front, the other one's a little past that one, and a little to the left.
And do I notice any animals or anything in this cave?
Yeah, you would. There appears to be a small population of what look like mice, perhaps, and something else that looks a lot like a fox, almost.
And then I want to, as a ritual, cast Speak with Animals,
Okay.
and if they know how to get out of here.
The fox is the one that seems to be more receptive. Well, you're certainly one of the few that can speak to us, or we speak to you, but usually most people would take the one directly in front of you. Well, I suppose you could get out that way.
Mic on.
But I know for sure that one leads to another room further down.
That one is in the one in front of me?
No, the one that's a little past the one in front of you. That one for
Okay.
sure goes to another room. Don't know where that one goes. A lot of people go through that one, but I do know that one goes to another room.
And do you know anything about this other room? Have you ever been outside of here?
I know that other room has a couple of problems usually associated with it.
What do you mean by problems?
All is not what it seems. Sometimes what's up is down, and what's left is right, and what's forwards is backwards. This place isn't designed to make sense.
I appreciate your effort or your help. Is there anything else you can offer me before I head on my way? Rations, and toss it to him and tell him thanks. Before he answers and say, is there anything else as well?
Best of luck. Don't die. Hope you survive.
Well, thank you, thank you. I'll head in the door that's slightly beyond and to the left.
Alright. Jamie, and how would you like to continue dealing with your debacle?
I would like to make another string save if I can.
Yeah, you can do that. You are able to yank yourself free.
Okay. Now, this is gonna stick me to him again, but I'm gonna do it because I'm dumb.
Holy shit, yeah, that hits.
Holy crap.
Jesus. Okay. Yeah, it did not appreciate that, and it's going to retaliate
Okay.
with a natural 1. So
Inflict
it's your
wound
turn.
sticks me to it, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, I was gonna say. Get natural 1?
Yeah,
Nice.
so you can retaliate again if you wish.
With my other hand. Oh no! I did max damage. I would have done max damage too.
No, it's not max damage, but yeah, it does not hit. It doesn't go off. It hits one of the solid parts of this mimic, and now you are just awkwardly hanging there as it is going to make an attack against you. Oh boy. And deal you 9 points of damage.
Yeah.
Alright, go again.
I'm going to now. Actually, in reaction to his attack, I'm going to do that.
save. He's really close. Nope. Alright. You've dealt damage to it. It is looking very charred and its eyes becoming lazy. Fleshy parts are starting to fall off. That was your reaction, so
Right.
it is still.
So it's 2 spell. No, I've used all 3. Crap. Okay, I'm gonna try to get free again.
Oh yeah, you're 3.
Okay. Is that my turn, or do I still have an action, or what?
You can still have an action.
Okay.
I haven't put you in initiative because there's no need to right now.
Yeah. Lance, I guess. And then my lance is gonna stick to it.
Yep, lance sticks.
Also, I have
And-
disadvantage, actually, so I need to re-roll again.
Alright.
Because I'm for sure in 5 feet, right?
Yeah, you're for sure in 5 feet.
So it's a 15.
You still hit.
It's 7 damage.
Yep.
Yeah, my
It
lance
is-
is stuck into it.
Not looking very good. It retaliates once again. Oh god, natural 20.
Mm.
For 10 points of damage. And that's its turn.
I wonder if a quarterstaff hit. I don't want to risk it. Because if I do it, it could kill me. Could actually kill me. Where is... Where's my... Right here. How many lay on hands do I get again? How many points do I get again? I always forget. What's the
5
calculation?
times your paladin level.
Okay. So I'm gonna use 10 of those.
Alright.
I believe that's an action, so...
Yep. Alright. Make it give it a hit. Oh, wow, okay. That's a natural 2. So,
So my lance is stuck in it, so now I'm gonna whip this off my back and try to hit it.
you hit it. And also, how would you like to do this? Because it is a door.
With a quarterstaff? I guess just shove my quarterstaff into his eye.
Alright. As you kind of force yourself free and shove your quarterstaff right in his eye, it actually comes off of its false hinges and just launches into the next room. Where, Bareth, as you lift your hand off the room, you're now in this kind of circular room with tons upon tons of, like, ornate decorative objects that look befitting for like a mansion, like chandeliers and stuff. And careening right past you is a fleshy, dilapidated door that has been hit with necrotic energy and fire. And as you wheel behind to look, see what that is, you see a very peeved Jamian.
Well, hello. I see you are finding some excitement.
That was not exciting. That was dumb. Put it plainly.
Well, have you encountered much?
No, there's just a chest in that room back there, and that's locked, and that's all I've found so far.
Interesting. All right. Well, I just got in this room. I haven't even had a chance to really look around yet. So, you said there's a bunch of fancy objects here.
Mm-hmm.
Does it look like it's in a fancy room, or
It
are
does
they
look
just
to be a pretty fancy room. Like, it looks like it almost took inspiration from the intricacies of, like, a blend of the Azorius and the Orzhov, kind of like that cathedral look with a very decent, imposing, like, presence, but also the whole architecturally sound design that the Azorius use. It seems like it was inspiration was taken from above ground.
all right? Does there seem to be like any kind of theme to the objects? Like, are they things that would be like around a dining room as decoration or something?
There appears to be a chandelier, a pair of statues that are holding what look like, or loosely holding short or long, like crude long swords. Light about the floor is a large red carpet.
All right, and the only door that's noticeable is the one that Jamian just came through.
That's the only noticeable door, yes. Right now you're just in this circular room.
I'd like to look under the carpet.
Alright. As you were looking under the carpet, you don't see anything. Actually, there doesn't appear to be any sort of trapdoor or symbol or anything there.
Did you notice anything in the last room, Jamian, that might give us some hints for?
Oh no, it's just a pretty blank room with a chest. I don't know what's in it either because it was locked.
Alright, I wanna... Do the statues have any kind of, like, markings or plaques on?
The statues themselves don't have any distinct markings or anything, but you weren't paying attention to the statues when you suddenly hear this little drip of liquid upon the floor.
I would like to look at where that sound came from.
It appears to be from one of the statues, and it appears to be a little bit of blood kind of dripping from the sword.
Oh, okay. Well, so I have a feeling these statues might be aggressive. I'm gonna take a step back and try and shoot one with my, actually, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna say, hey, can you hear me? At the...
The statue?
Yes, at the statue.
No response.
Does the blood on the sword look like it came from, like it's on the sword, like it stabbed somebody?
It does look like it's run through somebody, yeah.
Did I notice that it was there before? Or whether if it was not there before?
Make a history check. To the best of your knowledge, even when you showed up, it appeared to be there, but you just were not thinking of it at the time.
That seems like something that would be important to notice, but... okay, so... Does the other statue... You said there were two statues.
Yep.
Does the other one seem to have the same kind of thing?
That one appears to have dents in it, almost as though the sword itself had been parried.
The statue has dents, or the sword on the other statue has dents?
The sword on the other statue has dents.
Does the other statue look like it has wounds?
Nope.
Do I see any blood on the sword or anything around the other statue?
Only at the tip. You see
Oh.
a little bit.
Okay, so same kind of deal, is there's blood on both swords. Okay. gonna try and use prestidigitation to clean the swords.
Alright. With a quick flick of the wrist and kind of cleaning type of motion, the blood is cleaned off the swords.
Alright. And there's no, like, stairs or anything else in this room, it's just a circuit.
Yeah.
Alright, is the chandelier lit?
Yes, it is lit.
Jamie, do you have any ideas?
Not really. The statue said something. Did the statue say something to you? I wasn't paying attention.
No, I tried to say something to the statue, but it didn't respond because it's a statue.
Okay.
I have... Alright, I would like to step far away from the statues.
Okay.
And I would like... And Jamie, I come over here. And then once we're away from the statues, I want us to both, like, close our eyes for a second and then reopen them and see if the statue...
Okay, let's
Because apparently this is Doctor Who now.
That's what I thought
Close
when you
your eyes.
first walked in.
You close your eyes for a second, you open them, the statues are in the exact same spot that they were.
Okay.
However, one of the swords is missing.
One of the swords is missing. And did I hear anything?
Did not you probably heard a slight noise, like just this ever so slight, almost like a slight whir, but when you do open your eyes, it is gone.
That's so weird. Okay, and if I look around the room, do I see it anywhere else? Like, does the other statue have it? Is it in a wall?
How thorough are you being?
Pretty thorough. I'm mostly planning the three places I mostly want to look are, like, kind of behind where I'm at, or behind where both of us are at, directly in front of the statue, and at the other statue. Those are kind of the three areas I want to look.
Alright.
And when I say directly in front of the statue, I mean, like, the line from it to whatever wall it's facing.
Alright. You cannot find the sword in that area. In those three areas.
Alright, well then I want to look more thoroughly, like under the rug or on the chandelier. Anything
Looking
kind of just weird.
upwards, you would see a sword suspended, like, right above your head, pointing downwards.
Oh. And if I move, does it follow?
Yes, it does.
Well, okay then. Is there another sword? Does the other statue still have?
Yep.
I'd like to try and use Mage Hand to see if I can grab the sword and move it or effective.
Alright. You grab the sword and you move it. Are you yourself moving, or is it just the mage hand moving it?
I'm trying to. Well, I guess maybe like grab it with the Mage Hand and see if I can step out of the way, and then see if I can move it without me moving. I kind of want to try both, but I'd like to be not directly under the sword.
Alright. When you move out of the way and the mage hand moves it off to the side and releases it, follows right back over to you.
Alright, so it's not... And how high above me is it?
About 15 feet in the air.
Alright, I'm gonna try and see... I don't know how this works. I'm gonna try and essentially see if I can interact with the statue's mind and see if it has one.
Alright.
That's what I'm trying to do, but I don't know quite how that works.
Hold on. Alright. You are able to actually determine stuff from these statues.
Alright.
The surface thoughts, of course, is it appears to just be counting in numbers, and it's currently set close to around a few 100,000. It's just continually counting, and it's also this state of panic. And it is also the current thought, aside from the counting, appears to be, I can't see, can't feel, I can't hear.
Does it seem to react to the damage?
There was a slight pause, but it does continue just doing what it was doing.
What are these statues looking at?
The statues appear to be not glancing straight forward, but a little off to the right, just a little bit.
Are they looking towards the same thing?
They do appear to be looking towards the same thing.
Okay, can I see what that is?
It appears to be kind of like a half-moon table that's made of like wood and marble, and there appears to be like almost like a small altar set on top of it.
Does the altar look like it's to something specific?
No, it looks very generic. It has like a small, simple altar. Looks like a tiny knife and a couple of gold coins.
Can I make an
Yeah,
Arcana
right.
check on that?
Yeah, you can make an arcana.
Okay. No,
Looks
I
like
can't.
an altar.
It looks like. Alright.
Alright.
I ain't touching it yet then.
Are there any other, like... Alright, I'm gonna take a step back from it. I'm gonna do something stupid. I'm going to use my mage hand and try and take one of the coins from the altar.
Okay. You
And
take one of the coins from the altar.
Does anything happen?
There appears to be one less coin on that altar.
Okay, well then, you know what? I'm just going to take both or you said there were two, right?
Yep.
Alright, I'm going to take 2 coins, and I'm going to be 2 gold richer.
Alright.
And then I'm going to knock over
Knock over what?
the table with the altar on it.
Make a strength check. Oh. Yeah. No, that thing doesn't move. It's way heavier than you expect. It's almost like stuff exists inside it.
Inside the table?
Somehow.
Alright. You said there's like an altar on it. I want to like lift up the altar and see if there's like an open.
Lift up the table?
No, not the table. Like anything. Like if there's something that's on it that I can lift up. Like if there's like a.
Alright. Yeah, you can lift it up easy enough, and inside it you can find various objects, each one seeming to be slightly stained in a little bit of blood.
What kind of object?
Doesn't seem to be. They seem to vary. They look like some of them look to be meaningless rocks, others papers, some silver, some currency you've never seen before, a bone.
Hey, Jamie, I need your help for something. Can you come here? Alright, so see that knife there on the table?
Mm-hmm.
I need you to like cut your hand and drip some blood in there on the altar.
Okay. I go up to it and do it.
Okay, so you just drip it?
Yeah.
Nothing seems to happen.
So, why did I need to do that?
I'll let you think on that. Elrond, you are in a area that is just a pillar of wooden spires.
I would like to light them on fire.
With what?
Do I have things create or create fire?
I'll check.
I can produce flame. There you go. No,
Okay.
that won't work. Never mind. I have to use fireball then.
Alright.
So besides the pillars, what else is like around?
Not much. Stone.
So I don't hear them over there, right? At all.
Nope. You don't hear anyone.
Okay, so yeah, I just wanna like put some wood on.
Alright. Yeah, you start a fire.
Do I hear anything clicking or clanking, or is the fire doing it?
As you as the fire starts to turn certain things to ash, there appears to be a few things that remain within these wooden spires. Of course, the heat lasts a little bit longer, and definitely what once was a room that was only about 40 degrees suddenly turned to about 100 for a grand total of like 2 minutes. there appears to
Spicy
be
toast.
3 lever pulley switches at the end of this room.
Okay. 3. Okay, so I'm gonna start walking towards the left. Now I'm guessing it's like one on the left, one in the middle, one on the right type of thing.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to think for a second and scratch my head and then pull the lever on the right.
Okay. A door opens on the right side.
Okay, can I like do like a investigation of do I hear anything coming from that?
Yeah, you can make a perception check. Alright. You don't see anything at first or hear anything at first, but then you can hear what sound like other voices beyond this door.
So it's just like mumbling voices, or do I understand anything?
It does sound mumbling, but it does sound enough to where you understand it. It sounds as incoherent as it sounds. It sounds like someone who has been attempting this maze as well.
Okay, so then I pull the lever on the
On where?
on the left.
Okay. Door opens on the left.
Perception.
Okay. You cannot see or hear anything out of the ordinary in that one.
Is it like a dark room? Even with like dark sensitivity to like I can't see anything. Like dark
Well,
room?
you can still see anything. I'm just saying you don't see anything that pulls
Like-
out to you.
Okay, then I'm gonna pull the lever in the middle. Because why not?
I was so hoping you'd do that. A door opens beneath your feet,
Of course.
and I need you to make an acrobatics check. Okay, you're good. You don't take any fall damage. As you land in... I'm not really sure what you landed on, but it was kind of fleshy.
Kind of fleshy.
Yep.
Can I like? Is it a big room? Can I see anything? Or...
Yeah, you can see, and as you, like, kind of turn around to see it, you would see you have landed on a, what is in the process of they are decaying bodies. And upon closer investigation, you can see this swarm of what looks like worms or maggots kind of just crawling through them, and that general disturbance of them, they all start to kind of leave whatever meal they were having and start coming towards you.
Okay. I have rope and I have a bow. Is there any way I could shoot a rope up high enough to climb out of this?
You can most certainly try. I need you to roll a survival check first to tie the rope to the bolt.
I can't tie?
Well, you don't know how... You can tie a knot, you're just not certain how stable it is.
Okay, that's not good.
Alright. And then you can make another acrobatics check. As you kind of shoot it upwards, and you get about 5 feet up before the whole thing just unravels and you fall back down.
That's great.
this swarm begins to kind of slowly approach you.
Okay, so I'm gonna like try and creep over the bodies. As is it coming from all sides, or is it coming from like one direction?
It's kind of coming from one direction. It seems to be almost like a hive mind mentality. It kind of snaking towards you. Albeit they're only moving about 10 feet every 6 seconds or so, so you have a little bit of time.
Okay, so I want to use burning hands on them.
Okay. You're gonna have to cast that.
Spell level. What does that mean? Spell level.
Probably pick one.
Okay. As they are susceptible to fire damage, it actually takes double that damage, and you watch as this maggot swarm just
Burn, baby, burn.
just vanishes and just disappears.
There's no more like charred remains to take a bite.
No, it doesn't appear to be. Right, that would actually lead into Elrond having Taxus come in from a side doorway.
Alright, so what's going on in this room?
Decaying corpses, the smell of charred flesh and maggots.
Holy crap, what's going on?
I was having a barbecue.
What's a barbecue?
Oh, I fell down a hole because there was 3 levers, and I should have guessed that the middle one would drop me down here.
Well, why didn't you just use your mage hand?
Just utter silence.
That
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. It's like just dot.
Alright, so looking
You were
around,
silent.
what do I see in this room?
Half-eaten corpses. Aside from that and the charred little maggot pile, there appears to be 3 new type of doors, that one from the middle and one from the right and one to the left.
Now, is it bright enough for him to see?
There's a little bit of fire left over, you can see.
Are there any animals left alive?
Not in here.
Oh man.
I see moving creatures. I just
Is
throw stuff at it.
in each of these doors or anything surrounding the doors? Like around the wall or the door frames?
Yeah, one appears to have each symbol to it. One appears to have like a symbol that represents water with like a crude drawing of some sort of snake-like creature. There appears to be one that has a tunnel. Above that, there appears to be what looks like symbol for like a web of some kind, and then the very far one, there appears to be what looks like almost a crude drawing of like a scale.
I turn to Elrin and I go, so by the drawings, it looks like that way is snakes, that way is spiders, and that way is something that has scales.
I want to go back up.
Do you have a way up?
Not for you.
Oh, you're welcome to go on up. It is amazing. A person who finishes gets the reward, so we're all in this on our own.
I thought we were closer than that, but okay.
Well, hey, I'm not going to hinder you, but I'm not going to also say you can't go your own way.
So wait, so just get it straight. There's different doorways down there that.
So there's
Yep.
3 different doorways. One has a water symbol and some snakes. Another one has a web symbol and a tunnel. And then the other one has a scale symbol. There was only one symbol on the third door.
Well, if the snakes are in the water tunnel, then what could be in the scales?
I don't know. That's kind of the tunnel I was leading
Scary.
towards now. I start walking towards the scales tunnel, but I don't head into that and say, I think I'm going to go this way. Elrin, what are you going to do?
I think I'm gonna follow you at this point.
Alright, so I head into that tunnel. But before I walk straight into it, I kind of look inside of it. Is there anything around it? Is there a door or anything like that?
There appears to be a singular stone that's just kind of set off to the side. It's not a small stone either. It appears to be large. Like if you were to gauge it, it's probably the size of a small boulder.
My size?
No, a little smaller than that. I'd say it'd be estimating it appearance-wise. It appears like it would be 40, 60 some odd pounds.
Is it blocking the path or just sitting on the side of the path?
Just sitting on the side.
Is there anything, is it against an edge or is it just in the middle, in like the path?
It's just in the path.
And I would like to kind of try and move it to the other side of the path.
Alright. You can do that easy enough. It doesn't impede your journey too much.
Does anything happen?
Nope.
And this path we're walking through, is it level? Is it downsloped, upslope?
It appears to be perfectly level.
And I want to keep pushing this boulder with us as we're going.
Alright.
And after a few pushes, I stop.
Alright.
Has anything happened yet?
Nope. Not yet.
Then, as a ritual, I cast Detect Magic. Anything.
The boulder has a magical energy to it.
Can I tell anything about this magical energy?
Not too much other than it's magical.
Elrond, this boulder seems to have magical properties. Can you tell anything about it?
I can check.
This particular boulder, just kind of researching it a little bit, you're not entirely sure, but you're thinking it has the capability to alter the properties of its mass.
Oh, I guess leaving it here is not going to change anything, so I keep rolling it along down the...
How big is this boulder?
It's about 40 to 60 pounds, he says, is what we estimated at.
Well, like how big, like shape wise?
Like, mm, 3 by 3, maybe a little bit bigger.
Okay, never mind. It's not gonna work. So we're just gonna go past it.
front of it, go for it. I'm gonna continue to push it down.
He found it. He found a stone friend.
I have a friend.
As you continue pushing it forward, you now stop for a moment as you encounter what you can see, these stone slabs across the entire... It appears to act like a bridge almost, but in the center there appears to be one, like, pivotal pillar holding the whole thing up.
What is around in this room? I see this one pillar holding a bunch of stuff up, but what is...
Yeah, it's, there appears to be some form of, like, dug-in kind of... It almost appears like a cave tunnel. Below it is the thing that seems to act like a bridge, but also doesn't seem to have any real support other than the singular support above. On top of it, the ceiling appears to have that fluorescent type of moss kind of lighting the way.
Is this a moss that we got from the Undercity as well that we know about, or no?
This one's a little different.
And how many exits do we see, or paths?
Just one directly in front of you across from this bridge.
Well, Aaron, do you want to take your mage hand and try and push along the bridge and see if it'll hold at least that much weight?
Yeah, I'll give that a shot. I mean, I don't think I need to roll for that, but unless I do.
No? Okay, so what are you gonna do with that again?
I was asking if he could push along the bridge in just random areas to see if it would hold the 20 pounds worth of weight he can push.
When he pushes down on it, the thing either seems to spin a little bit, or shift to one side, or tip forward, or tip backwards, depending on where he pushes.
How far is between us and where it starts to tip?
Can only cast it 30 feet away. So, kind of right where he applies pressure, it starts sinking downwards, and the end at the very far end starts tipping upwards. Almost like a seesaw.
Yeah, but how far is it till the median point that doesn't change? Is it 10 feet away, or can we tell?
The halfway point, so...
Yeah.
Where that fulcrum is sitting...
Yes, thank you. I couldn't think of that word.
The 50-foot mark. It's 100 feet long.
100 feet, okay. Alright.
That's really long.
Yeah, that's pretty far. Elrin, do you have a way to get across?
Safely? I mean, I can try and get across, and then...
You're going to have to go pretty damn quick. It's 50 feet, and you can only move roughly 30 in 6 seconds. That's a lot of tipping. Are there any animals in this room with us that we can see?
No, there is not.
I can get across if you can get across. I just worry about you, Elrind.
Okay, if I can get to the middle, how high is the ceiling?
About 15 feet up.
Okay. I'm thinking, what if I get to the middle and tie my rope to it, like, carefully,
Battery low.
and then shoot an arrow up and try and...
All I know is that you need to make it across for you. I'm going to make it across. I don't have that problem. I can get across.
How are you gonna get across?
Don't worry about that.
What's down?
Hmm?
Oh, what's below us?
Yeah.
A very, very long fall.
Victory Tabletop,
um,
thank you for following.
Second,
I
hold on.
think
Only 8 away from affiliate now.
I kind of feel like
If you got any friends, tell them.
I should go try
Follow it
and
up.
go up my old way.
Don't even have to turn notifications on. Just follow.
Well,
it.
actually, Okay, hold on. Can I reattempt to tie an arrow to my bow and
Charging battery.
try and shoot it up somewhere? Is there anything that I can see it latch onto, or
Not anywhere where you're going to be 100% confident.
but
Sent
tie
you a
these?
message, Pete.
What?
I sent you a message in Roll20.
Link established. Mic on.
Probably.
Okay. So, Elrin, come
It
here.
would definitely be half as effective, though.
Does that mean half the time,
Half
or?
the time.
Okay, that's fine. Plenty of time. So, Elrin,
Yeah.
you take a little bit of this incense and run as fast as you fucking can across this thing.
What does it do?
Trust me. Just trust me.
It's not gonna blow up, is it?
Oh, no, it's gonna let you go across.
I mean, that wouldn't have been a bad thing. Sure. Let's give it a shot.
He takes a little bit of it and starts running across. As he gets about halfway-ish or so, if he makes it that far, I'm just kind of insinuating what I see in my head here before we keep going. I want to kind of put my foot over to keep it to where it doesn't go above. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. And then if he makes it all the way across, I want to take a little bit of the incense and run across myself.
Alright. So Taxus lights this small cone of incense and you inhale it and you really don't feel any different. It smells like incense, but he's told you to just...
I'm bolting. I'm
off.
flying.
Alright. As you step across it, there is no change in this teeter-totter of balancing act as you just bolt across. You've probably never run this fast in your life, assuming the worst, but you make it across with very little problem.
So I start, since I'm probably still hooked up on this stuff, I'm kind of jumping around and kind of waving.
You're jumping around.
Shit.
You're on the other side though.
Yeah, I'm not going to jump
Back your
across.
head on the roof.
Ow. It's 15 feet, though. I can jump that high?
Yep.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
So as you're like, oh wow, this is great, you whack.
Did I knock myself out?
No. But you might have a minor concussion now.
So now I'm waving in the wrong direction.
As he makes it across, I run across now too. Do I make it as well?
Yep.
Alright, cool. Other side of this bridge.
Alright. On the other side. We'll get to that in a moment. Texas, you can do
I'll be
your
right back.
other thing.
Yep, thank you.
Berith and Jamian, you are still in this circular room.
Yeah.
All right. So as he drips some blood and we wait a couple seconds and nothing happens, I give a big sigh. I say, "Sorry, Jamian," and I pull out my dagger and try and cut
Try and cut what?
Jamian.
Okay. You cut him, and you watch as the room shifts itself what was previously like a white marble color shifts to a kind of a darker color, and there appears to be a kind of a rectangular outline that appears with different symbols across of it.
All right. What are the? First, I make sure Jamien's not going to be attacking me back, and then I want to look at the the symbols and see.
I freaking take my lance and shove them.
I want to see. Do the symbols or did they say anything, or do I recognize any of them?
They kind of a guideline as to saying some form of sacrifice is needed to proceed through this doorway.
All right, and I'm going to kind of take a couple of steps towards the door, and I say, hey, Jamie, do you see this?
Yeah, I can't make out what they mean though.
Okay, well, so if he's saying it as well, I think we're good. I'm gonna kind of be cautious and look around it, but I want to just head toward.
Head towards it?
Yeah, I'm still. Are the statues still there?
No.
They're still there.
Okay, I'm still leery of everything, but I think I'm just gonna go to the door.
Alright. The door that has appeared, you kind of walk and kind of push on it, and there's a little resistance at first and a little bit more push and perhaps a little assistance from Jamie, and you kind of open it up and are now in a room with another figure who appears to just have a journal scrawled out that seems to have seen tons of use and is wearing what appears to be an amalgamation of just scavenged materials from this maze, whether it be from previous competitors or competitors he's killed off or whatnot. He seems to be decently well geared and kind of like seems to be a humanoid of sorts, a little grayer in the skin. But he kind of turns around. Oh. And who are you?
My name is Bareth, and this is my companion Jamien. We're just exploring this maze.
Exploring the maze. You're competing in the maze.
Well, you know, it's just an experience. And who are you?
I am also a competitor.
And did you say this guy looked like old?
He doesn't look super old, but he does look like he's been in here a while.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, before he notices the blood on the dagger, I'm going to briefly turn my back to Jamien and him and clean off the dagger and put it in my... And then I will... And you said he has like a journal?
Yep.
And what's that journal got? Or just...
Trying to map out where everything is, everything changes, all the rooms, they're never in the same spot all the time, it's just always different, and I mean, I had other people built maps too, I added on to it after I took them.
I see. So... So what else? What is in this room currently, other than him? Like,
this room appears to have what looks like a carved out magician's circle on like stone floor, but it's
Alright.
just carved in. It's just a kind of a plain looking room.
And so is it a round room again?
It is not round. It's more square, rectangular maybe.
Okay, and only visible exit is the one that we came in?
Yeah.
Okay. Do I recognize what this circle would be used for?
It kind of looks like the same type of circle that sent you in here.
So did you carve this circle here?
No, I don't carve anything here, and even if I did, it usually just vanishes.
And is this a room that you've seen before?
A couple of times, but I mean, as I said, it changes every now and again. Big maze, lots of rooms. Never really know where you'll end up.
So how do you get out of this room?
Well, this is the room I haven't figured out how to get out of.
Well, how'd you get out before?
I'm a competitor. I haven't gotten out yet.
I thought you said you've seen it a couple times. If you've been here a couple times, you must have gotten out at some point.
No, I said the rooms change consistently. No connecting rooms are always the same after a certain amount of time.
That doesn't make any sense.
Well, this place isn't supposed to make sense.
So the circle that was used to get into the maze, was anything done to activate it, or did we just step on it and we were?
It kind of looked like the circles were filled with something to activate them.
What color?
Kind of a reddish color.
All right, hey, Jamian.
Yeah.
Is your hand still bleeding?
Yep.
Can you drip on that circle?
Yep.
I'm gonna point out it is a big circle.
Bleed a lot, please.
It is about, this circle is about 3.5 feet across.
I mean, you gotta bleed. Like, do some good bleeding.
Freaking lob my arm off and just start coloring all
Yeah.
over it.
That's the right motivation.
Yeah,
Wait.
so I'm not
So,
gonna do that.
wait, so we just have to put blood on this? Is that what I've been missing this whole time?
I mean, I don't know. This is my first time here. You said you've been here a couple times.
I don't
You'd know better than I would.
Maybe I should have used some of the previous members and tested that. Before I stole their stuff. Kind of looks towards you. Yeah,
Alright.
we can
Okay.
test that. I like
What-
that idea.
What kind of progress is Jamian making in the bleeding?
I mean, he's probably pretty lightheaded right about now.
Alright, I need you to bleed better, Jamian. Although I think this guy is probably going to attack us, and then we can just use him. So, there's that.
Oh, well, I mean, that is a fair assumption. I mean... That one doesn't look so great, and you don't look like you're that combat superior, so yeah, let's do this. He's going to run at you with the dagger.
Alright, I would like to let loose some magical energy in his direction.
Okay, do so. Alright, that strikes him, and he kind of falters for a moment and continues charging me. And stabs at you with the dagger with a 17 if that hits you.
That definitely does it.
Alright, then you take 6 points of piercing damage. Jamian, if you wish to intervene as well, you can. You are lightheaded though, so I'm going to have you roll at disadvantage.
Okay. I'll attack him with my lance. Oof. Crit fail.
Roll me a 1d6, please. Alright, you're good. You kind of make a swing at him, stab at him with the lance, and falter a little bit, just barely missing Barrett's eye, and kind of going right in between the two.
Alright, well, I was trying to message this to you, but I don't know how to send a message. So, here's a weird question. Do I bleed?
Do you bleed? Yeah, of course you bleed.
Okay. So, then I say, okay, so I think that might be all we needed. So I'll see if the guy stops, and I'll start bleeding on the circle, if he does.
Yeah, he'll stop now.
Alright, so I'll try and add in some extra juice to the...
Right.
And I'll gesture, and I point at where I shot him and say, hey, that might help too. I don't know if he's bleeding from that, or what it does, but...
No, because it's just straight up force. It's not any
Oh,
type of fire.
Damn it.
But he'll stop, and you eventually get to the point where the circle is completed, and there appears to be, it kind of lights up, and
Alright, well, if it lights up, I'll just go ahead and step in.
Damien, you watch as Barrett vanishes.
Yeah, I'm gonna step into it too then.
You vanish as well. Man follows shortly after. And you step outside the find yourself at kind of like a balcony setting where it seems like the previous people who sent you in are kind of waiting.
Hello there. So did we win?
You have made it out.
Yeah, so did we win?
What sort of compensation are you looking for?
I don't know. You haven't done this before?
It's not really designed for people, first timers, to succeed.
Well, what do you normally give?
Medical attention.
Let's go.
Well, I mean, he could probably use some juice or something. maybe a cookie.
I do not know what this juice you speak of is.
The cake is a lie.
You don't have any like fruit
Cake?
drinks?
Grog.
No, we do not have any of those fruit drinks.
That's a shame.
That's a
Well, so I thought there was like a prize for getting through the.
You're the most persistent competitor that instantly feels the need to go on to that. Most are more concerned about surviving things that usually have tried to kill them.
I don't know. Nothing tried to kill me. Well, I guess there was that one guy, but he didn't do a particularly good job. I mean, I sort of tried to kill this guy, but I mean, it wasn't intentional. Well, I mean, it was, but not like I didn't mean anything by it.
Uh-huh. Right, anyways. Seeing as you are the competitors to complete, and you are clearly from the rampant disaster that is the above city, would you prefer your prize to be wealth, item, information?
I would prefer information.
Well, I mean, you know, there's lots of information. Some of it's helpful, some of it's not. Like, what if it's information I already know?
Yeah, if I get to specify, then yes.
You get to specify, and maybe you can afterwards find this juice drink you speak of.
Well, I suppose if I have to choose, I'll go with knowledge or information.
Yes, that's what I want to.
Ask your question.
I would like to know if you guys have anything. If you guys know anything about the Azorius.
Any particular things? We know lots of things about the Azorius. Would you like to be more specific, or would you prefer a more generic answer?
Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Do you know where they're... Do you know where have they been seen anywhere recently? Do you know where they're at? Mainly, if you know where their movements have been.
Do you mean Orzhov?
No? Azorius.
All right, you do you.
You know, the Azorius are currently their primary goals have been to monitor the chaotic regions of Ravnica. The more disastrous carnival ruffians, you know those ones. The efforts seem to be quietly containing some form of problem there.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that.
You're good.
Welcome back.
Anything else to add?
I think I'm good.
And what about you? Looks to bear it.
I just want what's the best secret you know?
The best secret I know.
Yeah?
That is a strange request.
Well, I mean, it's secrets are things that people don't generally give up lightly. So if I get to ask anything, I'll take something that's.
Thanks for the long, hard moment. Suppose one of the secrets that I learned was from one of our oracles down here. It actually somewhat ties into the reason you're here.
Yeah, and what would that be?
Much like the supposed shadows of the Demir, the Orzhov have put some of their agents in some of the other guilds. A way of monitoring and securing deals.
Ah, I see. Well, that is helpful good information to know. Thank you.
As you're kind of sitting there for a little bit, Elrond and Taxis, you eventually stumble across a room that looks like a kind of a rectangular room with a magic circle in the center of it, and there appears to be blood that kind of has filled it, and kind of looks like the exact same circle that brought you guys into this maze.
Okay, so
Looking around, what do I see?
See a bunch of scattered papers. There looks to be an unhealthy amount of blood filling this magical circle.
I just walk over and stand it.
You vanish and kind of directly behind Jamie, you would appear.
Oh, hey guys.
Oh, you finished too. This guy thought that new first timers couldn't finish the maze.
So, am I hearing what they're saying or no?
No, you're not hearing what they're saying. You just watched Elrond step into the center of the circle and just vanish.
Okay. Did I notice anything about the way he finished? Did it look like he died, or did it look like he just kind of disintegrated, or just walked through an invisible wall, or
Kind of
what?
looked like he just popped.
I have those nights. I mean, what else is in this room that I'm in?
Not much aside from that.
Oh,
Other
taking
than
it. Then taking it. Other than what?
Other than just the scattered papers that are lied around, but
I want to pick up all the papers. Is there anything on any of them?
it just looks like a map of what might be the maze, but it doesn't look. The papers are all like shades of used from oldest to newest. Some look like they've been in here for years, others look like they've been in here for days. It's a mishmash. You can't really tell how old this journal is.
Here's what my character says to himself as he picks them up. I think Barrett would like to study these. He picks them all up, puts them in his bag, and he goes to himself, well, Elrond trusted me, I'll trust him. And I walk into this circle.
The appearance of Elrond is not as shocking as having an 8-foot loxodon just pop behind you.
Hello. This
Shit.
balcony's getting a little bit cramped. Is there just a stairway?
You watch this host or person who kind of orchestrated the event just like put a palm to his face.
Hey, Barrett, I got something for you. I pull out those sheets and I hand them to him. I think you may like these, or at least you may find them interesting, or not.
Oh, thank you. These must have been what that guy that stabbed me had.
Stabbed you?
Oh,
Yeah, I got stabbed. There was a lot of blood.
yeah, sorry about that. I mean, I didn't cause a lot of blood. It just happens.
Oh, he came through as well?
Yep.
How big is this room that I walk out into?
I mean, it is pretty crowded now. Like, you can't really, you don't have a lot of space to move.
So what now, guys?
Is there a way off of the balcony?
Points to a spiral staircase, but I suppose I should offer the same courtesy to these two as well.
What courtesy is that?
Whether your prize be a form of wealth, information, or some item or trinket of sorts, you may take your pick.
I don't need wealth, and information is cool, but I mean, with an item.
Well, takes a hold on. Kind of digs through his pouch and finds something. It kind of looks like a red crystal, like, necklace almost. Hands it over to you. This is a fairly powerful item for what it is.
Thank you. What is it? Put it on before he even answers me.
Should a potential killing blow befell you once each day, it'll protect you.
Well, damn, I like this already.
So what that item is in fact a type of constitution-based item. So in just technical terms, if you would be dropped to 0 hit points, you would drop to 1 hit point instead. And
Is there an actual name for this item or not yet?
there is, I just
Not
don't
that you know
remember it. I think it's a Perfidia Health.
Heard of it, but yeah, we'll worry about that later.
And
Thank you, good sir.
what about you? Well,
Dig it through my pouch at this time.
trinket, information, kind of looks towards Elrond.
An item would be nice.
I did observe some of your skills through the maze.
Concussion. A helmet.
That was not part of your skills. That was part of your wisdom. So, where is it? Second. find it really quick here. One moment here, let me find it. He hands you a one second. Where the fuck is it? There it is. Alright. He hands you a singular ring, a very plain ring, and each side on either side of it there appears to be 5 circular emerald gems that kind of go across it. This seems befitting of someone who is very spell dependent. Hands it
Thank
off
you. What does it do?
Rather than
Or do I recognize it actually?
make an Arcana check.
What is today?
Today's Wednesday. He explains it to you. Should you find yourselves, as most spellcasters do, after a bit of magical prowess, they exhaust their capabilities. This is a way to slightly circumnavigate it. It does require a form of attunement to it to be as effective, but it is capable of storing 5 of your known spells within it.
Thank you.
So that is a ring of spell storing. So during each day, you would still be using a spell slot to cast it into it, but you can cast a spell into that ring, and it can hold up to 5 charges of spells.
Okay, can I do that beforehand, or does it have to be a certain time?
It can be any time during the day, but keep in mind, to transfer a spell from your spell slots, per se, into a spell into that ring, you're still casting that spell.
So what it does is, to explain it another way, is you use your 1 spell slot for that day to put the spell in the ring for later use, without using a spell slot.
I got it.
It's like a spell bank.
I'm sorry, what's it called one more time?
Ring of spell storing.
Thank you.
Now then, I think I've met each of your requirements, and you're the first time competitors to exit the maze in one piece, and all of you exited together.
Wait. So hold on. You're saying that every other person who's exited this maze is not the first time they've gone through, or they've gone through and have been missing pieces?
Well, no. Some have made it. Well, your first-time competitors have gone through, but you're the first to completed this quickly, and also.
Oh, so the first time to finish first. Okay, got it. Sorry, little.
In addition to that, you are the first group party to join. That's had 4 go in and 4 come out. Usually it's 4 go in and 1 comes out, or 2 come out, or... There's some form of deficit, usually.
Oh, really? I don't know. Seemed kind of fun.
Alright, I'm gonna start going down the spiral stairs.
I'm gonna stand still and wait for everybody else to move because I don't want to push anyone over the edge.
As you start walking down the staircase and start heading down, You feel this familiar shaking presence as you feel this entire underground just shift and quake for a solid second.
How is it familiar?
You felt this same sensation about a year and a half ago.
I don't know. I'm gonna run down the stairs. Can did it seem like above ground or like in the city or in the undercity? I mean,
It seemed just beyond the Undercity, and it running down and looking out into the distance, you can see one of the rope bridges that's there. There appears to be a singular lone figure, kind of just slowly walking towards the Undercity.
I run down the stairs and I pick up Elrin as I go and say, "Let's go quicker!" And I rush down.
Why are you carrying me?
You're slow!
all right. I'm rushing down to get as towards the. Hopefully, get close enough before she gets across the bridge, so I can maybe do something about the bridge.
Following Bareth right behind him. And if Jamian is falling behind, I grab him and try and pull him as well. If he isn't, I don't touch him. But I'm still holding on to Elrin, nice and strong.
In your trunk or in your arm?
My arm.
Probably a combination.
No. The trunk is on his nose. Making sure it's
I
still
feel
there.
like I'm being huddled like a football.
Yeah.
You,
I wait.
Blake.
I suddenly remember that there was a chest in that maze that never got opened. I kind of get mad, but then I get over it.
I'll tell you what it was after the session, but you head towards it and at a breakneck pace, get beyond that outer city wall, and the person there is just quickly stepping off the bridge and kind of staring. Oh dear.
What are you doing here?
It appears I've encountered some resistance.
Depends on you.
Oh no, it certainly doesn't depend on me.
Yes, it completely does.
Well, you could not resist.
I'm not resisting anything.
Good. But you did move to intercept me.
Is there an
Can't
army
do-
with her this time?
No,
It's the same woman from before?
nope, different type of person. Paler, appears to be dressed and geared more towards combat and has,
I doubt it, but I want to ask, is my detect magic still going from the ritual?
no.
So, but worth asking.
So, but I'm assuming like same like aura basically as the leader from the group before.
Same type of aura, but this one does feel a lot stronger.
Malevolent, or whatever that word is, or more good, or
Malevolent? Oh, the malevolence is still there. It's just, rather than being hiding behind soldiers or anything, this woman appears to have shown up on her own with no form of backup.
I look around and go, "Where's Mogus?"
What are you doing here? What is your business here in the Undercity?
The Undercity is an unknown variable. one that I can't allow to exist as it threatens the greater plan.
Everything has a right to exist.
Everything has the right to die swiftly.
Or in its own way. In its own time.
The only unknown variable here is you.
Well, I stand corrected. There appears to be multiple unknown variables before me.
He said, "Who are you?"
I'm going to give you one warning. Step aside and walk away.
Is there any, like, guards around or motion like they're going to rally forces or anything?
There appears to be some undercity guards that are kind of like exiting through the outer city walls and kind of beginning to make the attempt to surround. Like, kind of flanking on either side. She is aware of it. You do see her eyes, like, flickering back and forth. It almost looks like she's counting.
Counting the people that are around us, or counting in her head like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up until 3 and attack?
No,
kinda.
like counting the people.
Okay.
Like mentally cataloging each and every person that's present. Well, let's see. There's 4 of you. And there's 12 of them. Certainly doesn't seem like a fair fight.
Of course not for you.
Oh, I wasn't talking about myself.
Oh, I mean, there's only one way to find out.
Yes, there is. But as I said, I'm allowing you the chance to walk away and spare yourselves a very painful death.
I think we'll be the ones dying. Look around at the other guys as look in agreement.
Yeah, you're not welcome here if you're just here to attack the people.
Now you have a misconception. I'm not just going to attack them. Attacking them would imply I'm here to make a point for a future reference. I have no plans to do such. This isn't an attack. As I said, they are an unacceptable variable. This will be an extermination.
I don't think you'll be exterminating anything.
What about you? She looks towards Jamin. You're a soldier. How confident are you in your odds right now?
Not very.
Didn't think so. At least that one's honest. What about you? Confident
Yeah.
in the prospect of dying?
Who is she looking at?
She's kind of just looking at the lot of you.
I don't plan on dying.
Well, I mean, Izzet never really plans on much, but anyway.
True. I hold on my fingers. I know a few friends who have planned on dying and have fulfilled their plan, but that's not what we're talking about.
The Guild Coalition has relied on you. All of you.
What do you know about the Guild Coalition?
You had someone look into us at one point or another? Scry on us, perhaps.
Well, I mean, we were
Find
just trying to
information where we
figure
can.
out who it was that attacked the city.
Right, so I think we're past the point of talking, yes?
If you have anything more to say.
Well, I assume nothing's gonna go any further, as I came here, you're blocking my path I wish to walk past, but I'm guessing you're not going to let me.
Oh, we can continue to talk, but I don't think you'll be getting by.
Especially not if you were here for extermination.
It will be swift, I promise that.
For you.
Yes, your death will.
Ooh, that's a failure. She kind like, you watch her kind of cringe a little bit, and kind of blood start to drip from her nose. And as you try to, like, gauge some surface thoughts, you encounter resistance. You are thoroughly just blocked off. There's like a mental wall that you cannot penetrate.
Alright.
Oh, that was not smart. And that is where we'll end the session, because next session's probably going to be primarily combat.
Ooh.
Alrighty.
He has an
I'm guessing-
army, right?
Right there. It's just this one person.
Yep.
Probably where Mogus runs up on us, right?
And I have a feeling that she's gonna mind control the Golgari guards, but
I had that feeling too.
just from what she said. Cool. Well, that was a fun session.
Mm-hmm.
You've successfully confused some of the Undercity members, as they've really never heard of anything called a cookie or juice.
Said cookie and juice.
I did.
Oh.
They asked what we wanted, and promptly before we exited the maze, Jamian had bled himself to being dizzy, and so I said maybe he needs juice and a.
Oh.
Yeah, that's how we got out.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I missed that because I had something come up.
I mean, I'm assuming. Well, I guess I was gonna say, yeah. I mean, I grew up the child of a baker, so I'm assuming, I would know what a.
Yeah? But
But the Undercity, I guess, not so much.
yep, they're strange individuals.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that, but I didn't think that she was going to be giving up information or it was going to be really going anywhere. So I'm like, okay, let's just go with it.
What did you do?
I attacked her brain.
Oh, the one here. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, I didn't think she was going to be giving up much information, especially as a armor-based soldier. I don't think she would give up information or have the information if she was willing to give it up.
She would still probably be some kind of leader, but
We could still capture.
That's true, potentially, but we'll see. I don't know how it's gonna go, but I didn't think it was gonna go anywhere but to combat at that point. So
Yeah.
Now,
I tried digging through the magic items to try and find. I couldn't find that